Hello and welcome to PPR's Xbox Division 2. We are here at Baku tonight. And what a chaotic Grand Prix we are looking forward to tonight. If our PC Division 1 from last night has anything to tell us about tonight, it is that we are in for the unthinkable. Last night's PC Division 1 race, we saw a top 3 get changed on the very last lap. Multiple DNFs, safety cars, everything you could think of. I can only expect the same tonight here for our Division 2 here in our Xbox Series. We go ahead and that little track map. Get the track map up, which actually here at Baku is kind of hard to tell who is where. It looks like Money Hustler is going to be our first guy out to set a lap. And once again, much like China, this is it's an interesting tire strategy. You can definitely do soft to hards. And if there's a safety car, that soft to hard strategy might be the play for the night. But mediums to hards is definitely the faster way to go, barring a safety car or even a potential VSC, as Money Hustler now starts his first lap and our first hot lap of the night here. So it'll be interesting to see what these drivers decide to do tonight. I mean, I'm still, myself, as I compete in the Division 1 race, I'm still debating whether or not to go on softs or mediums. I believe much of these drivers might be as well, but hopefully they've already figured out their strategies before they've headed out for quali. Money Hustler looks to be on the hards right now on his lap. Looks like he has the Toro, or the Williams, I should say, of George 1997 behind him. But so far, so good here by Money Hustler. See if he can get through this very tight castle section. Very nicely done by him. Not getting the greatest apex out of it, but keeping it nice and clean. And since he is starting those hards, gotta guess he's gonna go with the mediums later on in our qualifying session. Oh, as he takes a big hit to the wall. And you can see he lost a lot of that end plate right there. So we'll see if he decides to stay out there and set this lap, or he decides to dive into the pits. And as we're very early on in the stream, I just want to thank everyone who's tuning in. We appreciate all the views, all the subscriptions we're getting, all the likes on our videos. It's helping us grow as a channel and as a league. So we greatly appreciate all you guys. Money Hustler sets a 140.8 and George 1997 with a 141.6, and Easy Breeze in the Haas with the very nice 69 on him with a 141.5. All of those drivers setting times on the hards, as we now see Father Corn with a 141.4, Stoneman with a 140.9, White Mike with a 142.0, George 1997 141.6. Currently 7 drivers setting their laps. Looks like we also have a Williams about to cross the line. We'll stay on board right here with the Haas of Don't Get Mad. It looks like that Williams might have gone off. But Indian Cyclone so far has pole with a 139.4. DGM will set P2 currently with a 140.7 on the mediums. It looks like behind them we have a TRC Platinum also setting his lap as well. He's going to be on the mediums. He's gone purple through sector 2. I take that back. He is on the hards. I am just colorblind. You see him fly down this very long straight here at Baku. And that will be a 140.7, the fastest time on the hard compound tires we have seen so far tonight. Looks like Marlon Conga is getting ready for his outlap as well. Ronan also. As I try to get used to this track map instead of looking at the left of our screen at our timing charts. Looks like we have the coach right now on a lap. So we'll stay on board with him. But nearly a full grid tonight. We have 19 drivers, just one more and we would have a full grid, so this might be absolute carnage here at Baku. I mean, this is a very tough street circuit with multiple opportunities of passing, especially the very long straight that leads into turn 1. Unlike Monaco, which is really not known for the passing in real life, and I mean even in esports and league races, very hard to overtake. But here at Baku, almost as tough as Monaco is, but you also have more opportunities for overtaking. So I'm very excited to see what these drivers can do tonight. Like I said, we had a very exciting PC Division 1 race last night, and I'm really expecting the same from these guys as well. As we'll see what the coach can cross the line at. And it's going to be a 142.2 on the mediums. It's going to be the slowest set time so far. We'll go down the order of these drivers. Jordan the Fraud, who is on a outlap. Like White Meat is up here as well on a lap with 2 Force Indias right above him. White Meat has gone purple through sector 1 on the hards. I don't know if the timing charts align to me, but if that's the case, he is absolutely flying. But that's a horrible apex right there at the start of the castle section. Not as tight as he wants it to be, taking it pretty progressively through this section of track. We'll see Marlon Conga setting a 140.2 for P2 here in the race. Halfway through quali, I mean, that is a very solid time. And on the mediums, ooh, and White Meat, that's going to cost him so much time down the straight. I mean, if you just mess up just a little bit right here through sector 3, I mean, it can cost you up to 4/10 on your lap, maybe even more if you make contact with the wall. That's really going to hurt White Meat's time. We'll see who cross the line at. And it's going to be 142.0. That's going to give him 12th place. He's definitely going to want to improve on that time. Looks like we have the Henchman crossing the line as well with a 142.8. And then the Renault of Sprightly shortly behind them. He's going to set a 142.6. And Wiser Square now in 14th with a 142.1 on the hards. But we also have Tazonic as well. He's going to put himself in P8 on the hards. That's our second fastest hard time. And he's going to be P8 with a 140.9. So we also have Jordan the Fraud. Oh, it looks like he invalidated that lap. That is not looking good for him. Looks like Indian Cyclone once again has gone purple through turn 1, or sector 1. Pardon me. I'm just butchering our screen and my language all at the same time, but what else is new? But currently, the Force India team is looking very, very strong, sitting P2 and P3. Yes, I am not calling them Racing Point tonight. I'm going to call them Force India just for the fun of it. But Aiden Cyclone is flying right now in P1. See if he can improve on his time. He's once again gone out on the softs. He's going to cross the line with a 139.1. What a flyer by him. We also have Wiser Square, who is going to dive into the pits. George 1997 also on his lap. As it looks like his teammate of George the Fraud 98 has just set his time. He's sitting in P9 with a 141.0. We'll see what his teammate of George 1997 can do. He's currently on the mediums. That's going to be P7 with a 140.8. Nicely done there by the Williams. So we now have a Racing Point. Looks like, oh, Money Hustler is going to dive into the pits. White Mile looks to be out on his lap right now. We have the Red Bull of, I believe, Ronan. Yep, that is Ronan. He is up half a second already on his time. He is flying on those mediums. We'll see what sort of time he can post right now. He's just sitting outside top 10, but not for long, as he's now in P5 with a 140.6. Excellent job there by Ronan. Looks like Father Corn is also, oh, he is almost a second over his current set lap, so it doesn't look like he's going to improve whatsoever. We'll go on board here with Tazonic, who's flying through Sector 3. Keeping it nice and tight there. Going to engage DRS across the DRS line. And basically at this point you're on autopilot, but he decides to dive into the pits. He will not be setting another time. But there it is for Tazonic in the Mercedes. George 1997 currently on his in-lap. TRC Platinum has invalidated his Ronin as well. So lots of invalidations and guys throwing it into the pits. It's like the coach is out here in the Alfa Romeo on his lap. As it looks like, who is that? Wiser Square throwing it into the wall through the castle section. On his outlap, that is not very good for him, but with 4 minutes remaining in qualifying, definitely has time to jump back into the pits, put on a fresh set of tires and get back out there to set another time. So not too much of concern for the Toro Rosso driver of Wiser Square. But so far so good here for the coach. Just got to keep it clean through the castle section, not keeping it as tight as he would like. And if you don't get that entry right on that first left corner of the castle section, it's definitely going to hurt you on your exit, as we saw right there with the coach, who's currently trying to set a flyer on those soft tires. We'll see what time the coach will cross the line at. It will be a 141.0, 12th place on the softs. Maybe not the time that he was looking for, but it's the one that he got. We now have George 1997, who's over half a second on his previous set lap time. Doesn't look like he's going to improve at all. But we'll see. Oh, but he does with a 140.7, just a 10th up on his time. Unfortunately, Sector 2 did not go his way. Oh, who is that? Stoneman, 1372, doing his best Danny Rick impression. Let's see if he rear ends anyone. Doesn't look like he will. There's McLaren that got A little caught up in that. That's very unfortunate for them. It look like we have the Mercedes of white meat coming across the line here with just 2 minutes left. So all of our drivers will be looking to set their laps. The henchman 21 is up 2 seconds on his lap. We'll currently sit him around a 140.8. I mean, that's P9. Unless he gains any more time right here, he could maybe advance into P5. Gains any more time down this straight. And that is P4 for the henchman 21 in the Ferrari. What a lap by him. And most likely his last lap of the race. Looks like we also have the coach here as well. He's going very slow on his lap. As it looks like the McLaren of Father Corn is on his out lap. Looks like all the guys up front are kind of backing each other up. George 1997 is going to throw it back in the pits. Unfortunately, he won't be able to improve from P8. I believe that's Father Corn starting his lap. It is. DGM as well setting his lap, as George 1997 has retired from the session. So it looks like Father Corn, Indian Cyclone. So it looks like this is going to be our lead drivers. It looks like a Ferrari and Williams got into a little bit of a scuffle there in Sector 3. We'll stand board with Indian Cyclone here. Looks to be improving his time once again on the softs. He is dedicated to those soft tires. And once again, I do apologize for all the switching through the timing screens and display. Trying to work my best with the track map to give you guys the best experience during qualifying. However, I'm still trying to adapt to the track map, so for any nauseating sensations as I spam through the screen, I do apologize for it. I promise the race will not be like that. But Indian Cyclone approves again, a 138.7 on the softs. What a flyer by him. As it looks like his teammate of Father Corn is also coming down. He's up 1.7 on his lap. He can definitely get in the top 10 right here, as that's going to be P3 with the 139.6. That is great for the McLaren team, as we have Tazonic crossing the line with a 139.999. That's P4. Marlon Conga backs out of his lap. DGM as well. White Meat crossing the line. That's P6 for White Meat. Stoneman coming across. That is not going to be improvement on his time at all. What can Sprightly do? It's another invalidation for him. And that is going to be it for qualifying. Indian Cyclone just flying on those softs. Is Money Hustard and P2. Cyclone's teammate of Father Corn and the McLaren in P3, followed by Tazonic P4, Marlon Conga P5, 2 for 2 White Meat P6, the Henchman P7, McFositas 8th, Ronin 8th and 9th, and DGM rounding off the top 10 in 10th place. But what a lap there by Indian Cyclone. And we will see how that strategy pays off for him in the race, as he is starting on the softs. And Money Hustard right behind him in the mediums. And Father Corn there in third on the softs. And the rest of our top 10 is all in the mediums. So just the McLaren team, it looks like, will be starting on the softs. We'll see how that hinders the race, or if strategy-wise that will come into play if we do have a safety car, maybe even a VSC at the right time. But we'll have to wait and see for those guys. But if you take out Indian Cyclone's lap, P2 all the way up to about P6 and 7, very close in times, as they are all in the mediums besides Father Corn in third. So very excited to see what we can get from our drivers tonight. Hopefully I don't get black screen like I did last week at China, but I hear music in the background, I see a screen, and luckily for all of us here watching, me streaming, our admin, we have a stream tonight here at Baku. I did not get black screen like I did last week, so we will have a live stream of the race, and I cannot tell you how happy I am about that, as we now just wait for all our drivers to load up. A little bit of their changes, their race setups, how much fuel they want in the car, and for our drivers outside the top 10 to decide what strategy they want to go to tire-wise, what they want to start off on. But my goodness, look at those fans. They're clapping and cheering. And no one's even set off on the grid yet. They're getting excited. I don't know what for, but they are up there cheering their hearts out. And as they do that, we will take a quick 30-second break in the commentary booth. And we'll be right back for our formation lap here at PPR. And we are back. If anyone knows, my 30-second breaks before the race are never 30 seconds long. And we have a lot of drivers. Unfortunately, it looked like they made contact here in the formation lap and got kicked right back to the start-finish line. Going to be for their tires. I'm telling you, starting on cold tires is not the way to at all. We get the tire map up there, guys. Actually go and take the track map off. Let me know in the comments if you want that track map up or not. You can go ahead and disable it for now. But here we go, is Indian Cyclone his way up to the grid. We'll see all the drivers who a little dirty with each other during the formation lap. They're already sitting on the grid for the start of this race. And here we go, all of our drivers round out into their grid spots. We're all look like we're getting set here for turn one at Baku. This could be very dangerous. We get a one light, 2, 3, 4, 5. They are off and away we go here at Baku for our Xbox Division round number 4. Guys, getting a start. Father Korn disconnecting just a little bit. Money Hustler down the inside of Father Korn. Looks like he's going to get that move done in the turn 2. Backs off just a little bit from it. Oh, and it looks like Indian Cyclone is into the wall. Unfortunately, the camera didn't really give us a good shot of what happened there. Looks like in the back as well, we have another driver off. It looked like a Williams couldn't quite catch it as they're all getting tangled in with Indian Cyclone. Father Korn is off, and this is going. We have a safety car. Not even turns in. We just got into, and White Mike has been given penalty for the safety car. That is horrible for him. We'll see if this changes up any of our drivers' strategies. I would like to assume it wouldn't. I mean, if anything, it's going to benefit our only remaining soft runner of Father Korn, since he's not really going to get much tire wear on those softs at all, barring the safety car lasts about 2 to 3 laps. But RIP Indian pole position and out of the race after turn 2. Looks like him and Money Hustler could have made a little bit of contact, but I'm seeing no damage to Money Hustler's wing. That might have been all the doing of Indian Cyclone. Unfortunately, the camera angle was not the best there for us, so we couldn't quite see what had happened. That's promoted the of Money Hustler in the P1 and Father Korn in second, Taz in third, Marlon Conga fourth, 2 White Meat in fifth, Henchman in sixth, and McFossitas seventh and eighth. PRC Platinum Coach round off and 10th. Doesn't look like any of our drivers. There is one Mercedes. That's going to be White Meat diving into the pits. I'm going to assume that these guys diving into the pits did have wing damage. We'll see. Yep. Looks like White Meat did. See a beautiful Williams pit stop right in front of us. It looks like they're double stacking the George brothers. They both got wing damage. DGM as well, and he's going on the softs, but it's showing hards on his car, so I believe he's going to be on the hards. And look at that safety car. That beautiful Mercedes AMG. What I would do to get inside of you. But here we go. 2, starting car, or call it the Chaos Grand Prix here at PPR. As the Racing Point team, as I will now call them by their actual name, sitting very well in first and fourth. Those guys doing very well right now. But you know what this gives us time for? It gives us, for me to tell you what our top 10 currently looks like. It is TRC Platinum, who's currently in P1 here in the Drivers' Championship. Marlon Conga sits in P2, followed by Indian Cyclone, who has DNF'd. And then Ronan in fourth, Tazonic in fifth, George 1997 in sixth, Don't Get Mad in seventh, Money Hustler in eighth, 2 White Meat in ninth, and McFossitas in eighth. That is our current drivers' standings here in Division 2. As I will pull up for you guys the top 10 in the constructors, which is Racing Point in first, Alfa Romeo in second, McLaren in third, which unfortunately, with the Indian Cyclone already being out, their chances of gaining any spots right now in the constructors' standings is definitely hurt. Then we have Mercedes in fourth, followed by Red Bull in fifth, Williams in sixth. It is in Haas in seventh, Renault in eighth, Toro Rosso in ninth, and Ferrari, who have yet to score a single point, in 10th. And as I speak Ferrari's name, the henchman has picked up a 5-second time penalty as he sits in 5th. As we now just await for the safety car to end and the action to get started back again. Unfortunately, most of this race has just been a safety car so far. And like you guys, as much as I love safety car action, waiting for the race to start again is not what we want to do. And to James Trotter, ask me what I would do if I were inside Mercedes. Well, that is adult rated R content that I cannot share on stream. But I would do many things in that Mercedes. Now just to wait for this race to start back up. Hopefully the safety car is in this lap. And there we go. As I speak it, the game tells me safety car in this lap. Now if I know anything about our safety car restarts, no matter where we are, they are very chaotic. As Money Hustard has opted to go as slow as possible. He is looking like a 1999 Toyota Corolla with your grandmother driving. That is what this current Pink Panther looks like from Money Hustard. Hopefully your grandmother turns into Daniel Ricciardo real quick, because we're back off and racing. Looks like Money Hustard is flying, and we are back here. Now coming on to lap number 4 of 26. As it looks like Marlin is taking on the outside of Tazonic. And Tazonic's just gonna have to sit right back behind him and concede the place. There's not much else going on from the back of our grid, as we're just gonna spam everything. And Father Corn now sits right behind Money Hustard. Oh, but that's a big hit with the wall. Doesn't look like he caught any wing there. It's very good for him. Tazonic's now looking a little bit out of sorts now that he's behind Marlin. Not much there doing for the Mercedes. As Ronan's getting the engine glitch, we will not go on board with him. Ah, Jesus, so is Easy Breeze. Guys, control your engines. They will explode. Oh, but Stoneman was looking to go too wide through the castle section. Smartly backs out of that. And we see some end plates already displaced in the castle section. Looking like Cap the Hood back in our previous season. But so far, Money Hustler doing a great job. He's already a second, nearly 2 in front of Father Corn. As all of our drivers come down now, down the main straight into turn 1. Marlin getting a great run at Father Corn right here. Can he make a move? And it looks like that is going to be P2. Our Racing Point drivers are now in P1 and 2. Father Corn unfortunately disconnected just a little bit, as Taz is now getting a run on him. The RS is not enabled yet for the race. It looks like Taz is going to try to jump into the podium spots right here. Down into turn 3. Father Corn, oh, another engine glitch from him. Thank you, Cody's, for that, as they make a little bit of contact, but not much doing there, as they're still side by side into turn number 5 and 6. Someone is going to have to take the lead from this battle, as the henchman 21 is now right behind them. And there we go, Tazonic P3, and the henchman right behind them in P5. Oh, but have to back out a lot in the castle section so he doesn't destroy his front wing. We now see the Alfa Romeo. Oh no, George, what happened? He's DNF'd as well. That's 2 DNFs in 5 laps. That's actually pretty good for Baku To be honest, I said we'd only have 10 drivers left by 5 laps, and I guess I was wrong. We still have 16 remaining. TRC Platinum is looking to get a good run here on Ronin. We got a nice little slipstream train going with these guys. Father Corn too far back from Tazonic. The henchman might be able to make a run on him. And there we go, DRS is enabled. Father Corn is diving into the pits, opting to stay on his strategy even though the safety car was out for a few laps. He's going to probably pit in for the hards. White Mike was disqualified from the session for ignoring a penalty, and that is not good for those guys, as unfortunately Easy Breeze also with the engine glitch, so we'll avoid any contact with him. As TRC Platinum outbrakes himself, and he's going to be dropping down quite a few spots, as Ronan also with the engine glitch. We have a lot of guys tonight catching that glitch, unfortunately. But the Racing Points are currently running away with this, as Ronan is sitting right on the gearbox of the henchman for P4. Unfortunately, his engine is making it unbearable to listen to, and so is Breezy's. Oh my. Here we go. The middle part of our grid. They are very close. We got 5 guys and a nice little slipstream train. What a great camera angle too. Look at that. Hats off to you, Cody's. I'm usually complaining during our streams about your camera angles, but that right there is beautiful. It is making me want to hop in a Mercedes even more. Here we go, nice, beautiful helicopter shot. It looks like George is right on the back of Stoneman. Can he make a move? He should have DRS, but Stoneman should as well. It looks like Wiser Square is diving in the pits. And George the Fraud looks to be making a move on the outside. The Stoneman right there on the inside, pushing him very wide. And that's going to be still P9 for the Red Bull driver. Not much going there, but it looks like Ronan, nothing doing there for him. We're back down with George the Fraud going side by side once again. That's going to be P9 done for him. It's now the Mercedes driver of White Meat looking to get in this points battle as well, as we're now 7 laps in to this 26 lap race, and there has been a lot of overtakes going on so far. It looks like Don't Get Mad is off the circuit. He just plowed his way into the wall. That's unfortunate for him, as we now have a VSC. Will any of our drivers take advantage of it? Sprightly with a 5-second penalty for a severe collision with Don't Get Mad. That's unfortunate for him, as it looks like, nope, Ronan will not dive in the pits. See if any of these drivers opt to go in. The VSC is still out. As it looks like, yeah, White Meat in the Mercedes is taking a dive in on the mediums. Tazonic as well, the henchman, 21 TRC Platinum. This is going to promote Father Corn all the way up into P7. Or Tazonic P7, excuse me, and Father Corn into P8. Fositas as well is going to be P10. So Platinum's White Meat and Sprightly serving what seems to be a ungodly like penalty in the pits. So far, so good for the Racing Point Money Huskers and Marlon Conga, as they currently sit P1 and 2. And those beautiful Pink Panthers What an unbelievable car. This Easy Breeze and the Haas is sitting third, followed by Ronan in fourth, and these drivers got a little bit of beef going after China. Got a little bit of a tangle up. So no love lost between these two. Hopefully we just don't see a Sebastian Vettel on Lewis Hamilton between these guys. As for some reason, Stoneman has overtaken George Fraud. I did not catch that battle at all. The VSC over. And unfortunately, Ronan still has the engine glitch, as White Mike has left the session after being disqualified. That's very unfortunate for him. But Ronan looks to have a run here on Easy Breeze. Takes a look down the inside of turn one, but nothing doing there for him. As well through turn two. And because of the VSC, we still have our DRS enabled. It will only shut off because of the safety car. But still, Ronan is unable to make a move on the Haas driver to put himself on podium. As our Red Bull team is currently doing very well and sitting fifth. The second best team so far of the day. We're 9 laps into this 20 race. Oh, and look at that. The engine glitch is gone for Ronan. Through the we'll go on board here with Mika. Does he think to his teammate? Looks like we got a little bit of team orders going right here, as they probably just want to stay in first and second, as the closest car to them is over 6 seconds back. They could definitely be looking at a P1 and 2 tonight. Ronan once again taking a shot here on Easy Breeze down the inside of the Haas driver. See his brakes lighting up. That's going to be P3 for Ronan. And unlike China, these guys are not going to make any contact. Father Corn setting 144.3 on the fastest lap of the race so far. We now have George the Fraud 98 right behind Tazonic. He's Father Corn behind them as well. As the Matrix and where on my screen. We'll take it back on board here with George the Fraud, currently sitting in 6th place. Father Corn also right behind them. As it looks like his pace advantage is actually glitching himself and cutting off an extra few tenths from his lap. I knew the power of the glitch. Jordan, great exit through the castle section. Now gaining on Ted. We'll take it up on here with the Haas of Easy Breeze. Only has 9 laps in on those hard tires. He's falling right behind Ronan. He's staying out the slipstream, diving back into it. He's going to go on the inside of Ronan. DRS enabled. Doesn't look like there's so much Ronan can do to defend this. DRS for the take. And luckily a little bit of disconnect so he doesn't lose the front wing. That's going to be P3 for the Haas. He breeze. George the Fraud taking a dive on Tazonic. Also a little bit of glitch from those guys. Don't know what is on with the This is not unusual for Cody's, but for this many drivers to be having connection issues, definitely is. we have 50 hours remaining. Unfortunately, already 3D1 disqualification as George the Fraud is glitching himself as Father Corn, the glitch master himself, with an ultimate teammate Marduk. And nothing doing there for the McLaren of Father. Will now take it back on the Red Bull of Ronan. Does he have anything to say to that Haas drivers of Easy Breeze, who's now sitting in his position back, or will he dive into the pits? We will see right here on lap 12. But down the inside goes Ronan, but going a little too deep now as they're disconnecting all over the place on our screen. Some disconnecting issues going on tonight, unfortunately. But we also saw that in the PC Division 1 race. It might just be this circuit on Cody's. However, I have not seen this problem occur in previous league races. But we are definitely seeing it tonight with all of our drivers, it seems. As we have a VSC for what looks to be Stoneman 1372's DNF. Let's see if we can pick him up. Oh, he is completely lops the wall. I'm very surprised it didn't bring out a safety car. I believe that is our third VSC of the night, and that is gone already. So we are back to racing. As George the Fraud is now taking a little bit of a peek on Tazonic, but definitely not an overtaking spot for him. Father Corn still patiently waiting behind them in the McLaren. As I'll take a quick look at the chat, we are saying Racing Point 1-2 from Funky Cactus. I cannot disagree at all with you on that one. It looks like Easy Breeze is taking a nice little dive down the inside of Ronan. These guys have been going back and forth these past couple of laps, and he's now going to put himself back into P. Well, now 2-0, and Ronan completely outbraking himself. Driver error, driver error. As he's now going to sit nearly 3 seconds back from Easy Breeze. They were having a very tight battle with each other. But Tazonic is going to come out in P4 as Money Hustler is coming out of the pits. In P5, he's going to have to make sure that he doesn't catch any damage or make any contact with these drivers. He's just exited the pits. He's putting himself in the optimal position. Oh, and I say that, and he completely annihilates Tazonic and the Mercedes. And he's going to slow down for what looks to be Tazonic, as we have another VSC. That is 4 VSCs in 13 laps and 1 safety car. I think we've had more VSCs and safety cars than we have had racing tonight. But that is the chaos that is Baku. I mean, we have 4 DNFs and 1 disqualification, 14 drivers remaining halfway through the race. I mean, if we add that up, we got another safety car coming and 4 more VSCs. Oh man, what a crazy race it's been. Not even for the battles, but just for the amount of VSCs that we've had. Now gone, and Marlon Conga has caught himself into P1. Tazonic losing lots of places due to wing damage. And now Mick Fossitas looking at Money Hustler. But that's unfortunate for the Racing Point team, as Funky Cactus, unfortunately, it doesn't look like your prediction of 1-2 is going to pan out, because Money Hustler just made a bad decision through what I believe was turn number 2 and thought he could make the move happen, but unfortunately there just wasn't enough space, and he really went in deep right there on Taz. Something our stewards would definitely take a look at. I will not put my own judgment into it. We just want to see the hard-fought racing. But there we go, McFossitas diving down now in P7, overtaking Money Husker, who doesn't look like caught any wing damage from that incident, so he'll be good to go for the rest of the race. But Father Corn now on the inside of George the Fraud 98. And that's going to be the move done as he glitches through the Williams driver. A nice white toothpaste Williams. That's going to be P4 for the McLaren driver. And we are back in the commentary booth. Unfortunately, my mic shorted out for just a brief second. That was very unfortunate there by George the Fraud, as he destroyed his Williams in the castle section and ended up taking out the henchman and multiple others with him, as well as I believe it was McFossitas and Whitemeat catching up his car that was just sitting in the middle of the castle section. But the Haas driver of Easy Breeze is sitting in P1, 14 laps in on the hards. I mean, he's had a very clean race, had a nice little battle with Ronan for a short while. And depending on what tire he decides to go with, he may even give Marlon Conga a little bit of battle for the race victory, barring any more virtual safety cars, as we've already had 5 tonight. And yes, Mr. James, we can definitely see number of stops. Let me pull those up for you as we go ahead and look at it. 2 for 2 Whitemeat has already had 4 stops, as Easy Breeze is our only driver to make any stops. He still has to go in the pits. But here we go, TRC Platinum in the Alfa Romeo, getting a good run there on Money Huster. Money Huster now trying to get a little bit of slipstream himself, but nothing doing there, as the DRS is just too much for him, as Platinum will now promote himself into P5 now through turn 1. As it will look to be a 1-2 for the Racing Point team, is looking just to be one podium finisher and a potential race win if Marlon Conga can keep it clean. We'll go on board here with Whitemeat, who is right behind his teammate of Tazonic, with McFossitas not too far up them. We'll now take this back onto our tire delta. No problem to you, James, in the chat. But the Mercedes currently sitting in 9th and 10th respectively. Nothing much doing for those guys. So we now just have 10 laps remaining in what I'm going to call the Virtual Safety Car Grand Prix. Hopefully we can stay away from those and Also, stay away from any safety cars and just get this race finished. As we also have a D1 race in less than 30 minutes from now. And definitely make sure everyone that's tuning in right now that is not racing that race later, tune in to D1. We have Best Taeyon NA commentating that race. He is always on the spot with the commentary. Fire in the booth as he fills in for Pork Fried Bryce, as Bryce is on his own little hiatus for personal reasons. But definitely make sure to check that one out. Give that one a like, and then also subscribe to the channel. Why not? Go ahead and do it. There's not many battles going on. It's a nice little easy click right there. Subscribe. Just click it. Hit the noti button if you're really feeling it. If you feel like me inside of a Mercedes AMG, just click the noti button. That's all you got to do. Nice, easy, and go about your day. And we will greatly appreciate your support for our channel. And we'll all dive down to the Toro Rosso Weiser Square, who is right behind Sprightly, who's sitting in P11. Sprightly has not had the pace at all today, but he's definitely had the benefit of keeping his race clean and just waiting for guys to take themselves out so that he can get in the points. And he is currently just one spot away from it, as we have a yellow in sector 3. We'll stay on board with this battle right here as Weiser Square takes a lunge, but backs out of it. Thinks better of it. And Sprightly will be able to keep P11 for now, as the coach has retired from the session. It looks like Easy Breeze has now thrown himself in the pits on the softs. He's going to have to go 8 laps on those softs, which are the maximum amount of laps you probably want to take him. So he's done very well strategy-wise, potentially putting himself on a podium, unless Ronan has something to say about it. But Weiser Square right now, right on the gearbox of the Renault of Sprightly, the Banana Boat crew is looking to be in danger of losing a spot. As a Weiser Square engages DRS, we'll see what he can do here on Sprightly. As he backs out of that, we'll take it on board with Easy Breeze, who's already taken a peek here at the McLaren of Father Korn. As it looks like Easy Breeze has now set the fastest lap of the race with a 1:41.3. Do apologize for my mic going in and out all race. But currently Marlon Conga sitting in P1, followed by Easy Breeze in P2, Father Corn in P3. The gaps are pretty spread out so far, and barring any crazy events these last 6 laps, Marlon's doing a great job of containing that race victory as Easy Breeze chops down on his lead. But Ronan definitely going to be one to watch out for. He is under 3 seconds now from Father Corn, who has 9 laps older hard tires. And that could definitely affect him come the final few laps. But we'll see how the strategy plays out for Father Corn. Did he pit too early in the race? That is going to be the question that will be answered within these next 6 laps as Ronan's charging down on him. But it has to be said, Easy Breeze has cut nearly 3 seconds on Marlon. Now you can just see the pace that those softs have over the hards. But unfortunately for Easy Breeze, they're going to wear out very quickly. I mean, the last 2 laps are going to be just chaotic for him on those tires. But it could make for a very exciting race end as he's looking to capture his very first victory in PPR. So let me know in the chat right now, do you think Easy Breeze can take the race victory from Marlon, or will Marlon keep it in first as TRC Platinum is diving himself down the pits as well? Got nearly a pit stop advantage over McFossitas, so it doesn't look like he's going to lose too much. Probably just going for the fastest lap of the race. But Easy Breeze has now cut it down to nearly just 2 seconds of a gap. I'm pretty sure Marlon has pissed himself in his driver's suit, because that gap, which was previously 8 seconds just a few laps prior, is now down to under 2. That Haas is flying, and he wants that race victory so bad. I believe neither one of these drivers have picked up a single time penalty today. So it's all going to be decided on track, unless I have caught Alzheimer's and just forgot everything that's been happening in front of me. And unfortunately for the coach, he's let us know that he crashed out in the pit lane entrance. And well, the coach, don't know what to tell you. That is very unfortunate, and I am sorry, my friend. We would have loved to see you capture some points. But Ronan now right on the back of Father Corn. Father Corn could see his podium slip away here in the last 4 laps of the race. Ronan just has, those hards are just so much fresher. I mean, he's got 9 lap fresher tires, and Father Corn is probably just crying himself to bed tonight, as Ronan might be able to take this spot away from him and still a podium, which is something the Red Bull team needs, but also the McLaren team as well, after Indian Cyclone committed self-homicide on lap number 1. Marlon Conga as well is almost down on a second to Easy Breeze, as Easy Breeze actually made the overtake. We missed as we're going on with this battle. But So he now sees himself on the podium. See if there's anything Father Corn can do. I mean, he will have DRS down the straight. That could definitely help him into turn 1. But Marlon has now opted to go into the pits. That is a very interesting strategy by him. Does he need a and that's really going to shake up our top 3. Father Corn back into P3 and Ronan into P2. TRC Platinum last lap of the race and P4. And what our Funky Cactus thought was going to be a 1. And I'm sorry, my friend. It looks like you were wrong because this is Baku and anything can happen. So we now have Easy Breeze in P1, Ronan in P2, and Father Corn in P3. Doesn't look like TRC Platinum's going to be able to pick up on P3. I mean, 3 laps to go and 11.5 seconds to make up. That seems a little bit too difficult, but Father Corn, it has to be said, is doing the best job he can on those hards. I mean, they're caught by now, but the best job with the Red Ronan as he just glitches his way across the circuit. It looks like Money Hustard has given the place up to a little bit of team orders right there through the castle section to see if he can up a spot on TRC Platinum. But Platinum also on the softs, 2 laps older. That's going to be a tough chase for him to pick up P4. See if he can do. But definitely, if our standings stay like this for the rest of the race, driver of the day to Easy Breeze, I mean, he is through 5 VSCs and 1 safety car. He has made his strategy work and now finds himself in P1. This TRC Platinum has already cut off 2 seconds for Father Corn, but that is not going to be enough as he needs about a lap. But he is charging down the field, and so is Marlon. Marlon is now almost 2. There he is, 2.5 seconds away from Platinum. And if I did have a co-commentator with me, we could check the race director for all of the penalties accumulated throughout the race. But unfortunately, we do not have the benefit of that. So we'll have to see by the end. Not believe anyone in the top 5 has any penalties, as we now have a yellow in Sector 2. Doesn't look like there's much doing for really anybody. So but unfortunately for TRC Platinum, it doesn't look like he's going to be able to catch Father Corn at all. But Marlon Conga is definitely making up the time now on TRC Platinum. We have just 2 laps remaining in the race, and Marlon is just a 1.5 seconds behind the Alfa Romeo driver of TRC Platinum. He could potentially see himself get into P4. Unfortunately, won't find himself on the podium spot, barring any time penalties or any craziness with the wall from our top 3 drivers. But he could potentially see himself taking P4 in this race. And through the castle section they go, And Marlon is almost within a second now of TRC Platinum. He has been flying on those softs. He does have 2 lap fresher softs. And he's now brought it down within a second. He could potentially make this move. Turn 1, I mean, this is going to be a great battle for 4th place. As they're also catching in on Father Corn, but I think they're just too far back. I mean, 4 seconds in 1 lap, even with this type of tire. Oh, as they make contact. That is terrible. Looks like TRC Platinum just didn't get the best exit. Doesn't look like Marlon caught any wing damage though. And Platinum looks to concede that place to Marlon. He's now going to have his go at it, but nothing into turn 2. He's going to have the benefit of DRS now. So here we go, the battle for 4th place on the very last lap of the race, as Easy Breeze sits in P1 and Ronan P2, Father Corn in P3. This is for the spot outside the podium. These guys are giving us a battle till the end. We go through the castle section one time. Platinum not getting the best exit, but good enough. But he's now down to 6/10 on Marlon. Unless Marlon makes any big mistakes, I mean, that's not going to be enough, even with DRS and Slipstream, to make a move. Looks like Easy Breeze is going to cross the line. Hats off to what I'm going to call our driver of the day. In P2 comes Ronan. And then here battle for P4. Doesn't look like Platinum's going to have enough time to make it. And Money Hustard is losing the spot to McFossitas. He's got DRS enabled. This is going to be a shot to the line for P6. And he doesn't get it because of a time penalty. But what a race to the line. Money Hustard is actually going to fall down into P8 with that 5-second time penalty. Tazonic promotes himself into P7. 2 for 2 White Meat in P9. And Wiser Square very, very far back. Looks like he's going to finish in P10. Now just wait for our final 3 remaining drivers. And here comes Wiser Square across the line for P10. As the Henchman 21 unfortunately will not be able to pick up Ferrari's first point of the season, barring any crazy penalties from Wiser Square. And Sprightly, the lone Renault, is stuck behind Easy Breeze as he's just looking to finish what has been a not so great race for the Banana Boat squad, even though McFossitas did pick up P6. But as these drivers get that, I will go ahead and get our guys into the booth for a quick little chat. And there you have it, Sprightly crossing the line in P12. But hats off to Easy Breeze, my driver of the day in the Haas. As we will get all these guys into the booth for a quick driver's interview before our D1 race. We do not want to view his super license at all. We don't care about that, Ronan. We care about you getting this party as quick as possible. We now are joined by Ronan. Hopefully Father Corn and Easy Breeze join us very shortly. But as we are cut for time, I'm just going to cut right to it. Ronan, how do you feel about P2? Started from 9th on the grid to finish in 2nd place. How was that race?
I'm just glad that I made it through Baku for once. Didn't self-destruct
Yeah, I can
my
feel
own.
that. Yeah, it is a tough circuit with 5 VSCs and a safety car. That was an interesting race to say the least. But hats off to you in P2. We're cut for time. So Father Corn finishing P3, started in 3rd. What do you think about the race? Your teammate Indian Cyclone DNF'd very early in the race, so you kind of had to lead the McLaren team onto the podium. But how did it feel from you today?
Yeah, I mean it was all right. It was just a matter of trying to make the least amount of mistakes and kind of being in the right place at the right time. So I didn't really have the greatest of starts. Softs really went off pretty quick. I pitted quite early for the hards. I think I pit on lap 4 or 5, and yeah, I was just running them to the end, and they were just dead. I'd say the last like, 5 to 7 laps, they were shot. I couldn't even keep up with run-ins or anything. So, but I mean, it was all right. It wasn't that bad. P3. I mean, that's where I started. It's where I finished. So, I'd say it's a good day at the office. A good day for McLaren.
Oh, yeah, and congrats to you. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like Easy Breeze is going to join us tonight. But congrats to you guys on the podium. We will see you next week, and we'll cut the stream. That is PPR Nick. I am over and out, and make sure to check out the Xbox division.